As a child growing up, I can remember numerous of times where I would sit and listen as my mother and father screamed and yelled at each other. I remember numerous of times where it sounded like they were moving furniture. Of course, I can never forget the many times where my mother gathered all three of her children, crying in prayer, asking God to keep all of us safe. All those times where my brothers and I packed overnight bags to take our little vacations to Grandma's house. Later in life, I would understand the logic of all of that. Growing up, I also remember watching a movie almost every day that I thought reflected my mom's life, besides the fame. As I watched this woman in this movie, I always referred back to my mom. This woman went through so much physical, emotional, mental, and verbal abuse. She was the woman that kept her family together, bared pain to give life, the soul collector, the sole provider of love, stability, nourishment, and health for her children while maintaining a busy career. She was a strong, God-fearing woman that reminded me so much of my mom. This movie eventually became one of my favorite movies that I knew all the words and actions to. This movie was somewhat a comforter for me to let me know that a lot of families go through the same things. This movie gave justice to my normality as a child, especially not understanding anything that my mom would go through. This woman became an idol for me at a young age. Anna Mae Bullock, born to Floyd and Zelma Bullock on November 26 in 1939 in Nutbush, Tennessee. Her parents were Portia Croppers, who early in her life split up and left Anna and her sister to be raised by their grandmother. Their grandmother later died in the 1950s, and Anna had to move to St. Louis to be with her mother and sister. Barely in her teens, Bullock quickly immersed herself in St. Louis's R&B scene, spending much of her time at a club named Manhattan. It was there, in 1956, that she met a rock and roll pioneer, Ike Turner, who often played at the club with the Kings of Rhythm. Soon, Bullock was performing with the group, and she quickly became the highlight of their show. In 1960, when another singer failed to show up for a Kings of Rhythm recording session, Bullock sang the lead on the track named A Fool in Love. The record then went to a radio station in New York and released under the moniker of Ike and Tina Turner. This woman eventually married Ike Turner, and she was better known as Tina Turner. Through her successful career, she endured so much hurt, abuse, and pain just to be the woman, mother, and artist that she is today. She has topped many billboards, won many awards and Grammys. She became more famous and well-known in her biographical movie named What's Love Got to Do with It. She overcame so many battles and obstacles caused by her race, gender, and even the man she loved and was married to. The beatings, outside children, drugs, fighting, and cheating from Ike didn't stop her from being a successful artist. I chose Tina Turner because she reminds me of my strong mother that didn't let a man stop her from being a great, loving, hardworking, dedicated mother and a woman that she is today.